Well, I just want to welcome all of you and thank you all so much for coming. Elizabeth Lawrence, my partner, and I came up with this idea that it would be fun to have the next generation of stars and come and pick my brain, if you would like. I thought I would just start out and show you all a little bit about what we do, what I've done. As you know, I'm sort of probably a traditionalist, but you'll see we also do contemporary work. What I really like to do, and it's what this showroom is about, is a mixture. If you want to make an interesting room, it's your eye that puts things together in an interesting way. And the more you know about periods of furniture, the more you know about the quality of things, the more it's going to allow you, because you're the artist, you are painting this canvas. And the more you know, the more confidence you will have to put those things together. This is a house that I did a number of years ago. Always, I've loved working with artisans. An artist named Chuck Fisher painted this breakfast room that's off the kitchen, which really became, you know, the room they use the most, the other end of the kitchen. I always think ceilings in rooms get neglected. You know, it's like the ceiling's like the biggest space, and you kind of think of what can you do with ceilings. Elizabeth and I worked on this very contemporary apartment. We had an incredible lady who was very successful. She said, I want an all-white apartment and I want it very modern. Our real philosophy is rooms that you live in, whether they're modern or traditional. If they don't work for people, for comfort, what's the point? And as I say, every chair needs a drinks table. You have to think constantly of how a space is going to be used. This was a house in Atlanta, again, a complete restoration that Elizabeth and I worked on. And the client had some beautiful traditional pieces, but we wanted to modernize it. So we started buying the modern art and toning down the color palette and making it what I call transitional. Design is it's expensive. And I want my clients, you know, even if they're young and starting out, I want whatever they buy to have and to grow with them. It's not disposable. And the best that you can buy and give them is they're going to have it for a long time. This was a penthouse that I did a number of years ago, and it was a chopped up space, and we wanted it to look like a loft. So we gutted it and made one giant room. I love using things, as you can see all around here, sort of antiquity pieces that separate the one room from the office space. This is a house that we completed not too long ago, a brand new house in Palm Beach. This is the breakfast room. And again, the fun thing about the projects and when you really can do it, the tiles were all painted in Lisbon in Portugal, and the millwork was all made in Mexico. So putting all those components together to have the tiles come, to have the lattice being made in Mexico, have it all arrive and fit is it's a skill, but it's one you learn because you do it over and over again, and you know how to prevent things from going wrong. And then you have something that's completely unique and special. The living room, the paneling was all made in Paris by Fayot. They now have a showroom in the D&D building. If you're there, go look at the paneling. I mean, it's just extraordinary. I mean, you will learn a lot. And I also think, you know, when you're starting out, don't be afraid of what you don't know. Go learn about it. This was for an old client of mine, and I love this man. And he called me up and he wanted me to come and do his office in Mexico City. And he called me Boonie, and he said, Boonie, will you come? So I went to Mexico City, and I went to the space. There was nothing there. I mean, it was gutted. And I looked at it, and I thought, oh, my God. I said, first of all, we need an architect. And this was not working. I mean, you know, I finally said to him, you know,